How do you cut daffodils in the garden so they last longer indoors? We have daffodils all over. We're going to show you some daffodils that I guess they're hundreds of years old. And not that they've been in the garden for 100 years, but they date back pretty old. When I cut daffodils in the garden, I like to have them last longer indoors. You know, we'll take a walk back here and you're going to see lots and lots of daffodils, but I really like to use daffodils that are very fragrant indoors. In fact, when you put them in a bathroom, they'll have a wonderful fragrance, and it's not really like paper whites, which have an overpowering fragrance, but I'm talking about a nice fragrance. So here is one that's been in our garden for a long time, and there is a special way that you can treat them after you cut them. I usually like to come in either with a sharp knife, you can use a scissors. A shears is a little too cumbersome, like this. It's not as easy. So you just come through like this and trim a vase full of daffodils. You really don't cut the foliage yet. I can see here where some were cut the other day by my dad, and he brought them indoors. And so you're just going to come through like this, and you're going to come in and have a nice arrangement like this of daffodils. And they really, they're fragrant, and they're great to bring indoors. So, what do you do to make them last longer indoors? Well, this is something that a lot of people don't know. So you're going to come in here, and I usually initially cut them at a very similar height so they look like this in a vase. And what you're going to do is you're going to put them, and this is a vase that hyacinths were grown in, but you're going to put them in a vase like this, and you're just going to set it here for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Now, the reason that you do that is because daffodils, if you cut like this, you can see a substance comes out of the stem. Now, daffodils are toxic to deer, voles, squirrels, rodents. They don't feed on daffodils. But the substance you can see here dripping, this substance goes in the water, and it actually poisons the water. So when you have daffodils in here, they don't last as long when you cut them. So what I do is take the daffodils, after 5 or 10 minutes, you're going to shake them just like this. Then you're going to dump the water that was filled with the sap from the daffodils, and you're going to fill it again just like this. And you're going to put your daffodils in that vase, and they will last almost twice as long indoors by rinsing them and replacing the water. We have collected daffodils in our family for many years. This one here was probably early 19th century, and I would say it's over 100 years old. Maybe 120 years old. And it is a double. Some of the names are plenus, which mean double. But this one right here in front of me is one of the latest blooming daffodils. I wish that they created more hybrids like this. This is not going to bloom for maybe 3 weeks when just about all the other daffodils are finished. Again, when you're going to cut daffodils, you can go in and cut them in bud, not really looking like this, because this has opened, as you can see, too much. But it tells me what it's going to look like when I cut it in bud. So I'm going to come through and just cut these buds. And I try to get them around the same height. And maybe some just beginning to open. And so I have these beautiful old historic daffodils. And what I'm going to do is the same thing that I showed you earlier. You're going to cut them at the same height. Then you're going to rinse them in a vase. But, well, as you can see, this one was a shorter variety. But, you know, you can put them in nice small vases. You don't need a big vase for daffodils, but a nice short vase just like this, and you can set them and enjoy a little bit of your outdoors inside. Walking through our gardens, I noticed a lot of different varieties of daffodils, and they really are great, and many of them are unique. You know, you've got one with pink here, you've got the large trumpet with white, you've got ones here with sort of a red center, like this, and then you even have this one, which I like. It's beautiful. And as we spin around here, you're going to see some other ones. You're going to see some that really don't have trumpets, but they have flat, beautiful flowers. And then we have some that are doubles, and I really like the doubles. And already finished are the pink ones that are filled with pink centers. I couldn't cut them today because they're finished. But you can see the wide variety of colors and flower shape, fragrance. And the one thing I noticed, maybe not all of these here, but many of the daffodils face where the sun rises. And you'll see a couple added photos toward the end, and they're facing east. So remember that. You might want to keep in mind, you don't want to see the back of the flowers. You want to see the flowers facing you when you walk in a garden. So it makes a difference on where you plant them. So here we have a nice, now normally this is what I cut. Usually I cut the same daffodils. I don't mix them, but I did this for you so you could see all the varieties. So here we can put them in a beautiful vase. They may not have been cut all even, but a vase like this that you can bring indoors. And what I normally do is cut a vase full of this type, a vase full of the pinks, and each room will have a different vase, but solid colors that you can see. You are enjoying the garden, aren't you?